won a Nobel Prize in 1970. Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Did you know that Pink Floyd invented the string machine and won a Nobel Prize in 1975 because of it? Just kidding, but it was a great song. Welcome to the machine.
Good morning, Assalamualaikum. My name is Kashaf Rao and our project is the string machine. Our group members are
Kavita,
Hania Rashid,
Ahmad Farooq
Fatima Yasser,
and me, Kashaf Rao. Now, as our project is the string machine, now you ask yourself, what is a string machine? A string machine is a machine that allows scientists to observe waves. It was really popular during the 1970s and the early 1980s. It is used to observe waves. Now I'm passing this presentation to Kavita.
Thank you, Kashaf, for passing on to me. Now I'm going to explain who invented the string machine. So first, there was this guy called Chester Smith Lyman who created a machine that was used to observe the motion of water molecules during wave propagation. Basically, he created a machine that would demonstrate waves underwater. And then there was somebody called John Schaff who designed a machine that would demonstrate transverse waves. But that's not what we've made. What we've made is a machine that demonstrates standing waves, which term was coined by Franz Melka. He also made a machine that demonstrated standing waves or stationary waves. Now I'm going to explain what disturbances that transfer energy through space and matter. There are three different types of waves: matter waves, mechanical waves, and electromagnetic waves. Now I'm passing on to Hania.
Talk about the components of a string machine. So first we have a motor, and then a wooden base, and then a plastic rod, and rubber bands, and we also use a string for the waves, and nails, and we use the wires to connect the electrical component, and we use batteries, and we use. So over here you can see the base. We attach two planks and a shorter one on top. So then we attach poles on both ends and then attach motors on top of them, and then added the circuit to a battery. The rheostat to control the speed of the motors. Over here you can see how it works. To pass it on to Fatima. Thank you, Emmett, for passing it on to me. Now I will tell you what the pattern was and what we figured out in the end and what we learned. So first of all, there are 1.5 waves over here, and the approximate length would be 8.5 to 9 centimeter wavelength. And then this is one wave, and that's one of this would be 13 centimeter approximately, and this is one singular wave. Now I will tell you what we actually learned and what we figured out and what was the conclusion of the whole project. In the beginning, we went through a lot of trial and error, and at the end we finally figured it out. So, for example, first we had a base, one singular tiny base, which did not really work out to support the upper materials. So we had to switch to a thicker base. So we nailed two wooden pieces together to make a stable base. And then first we tried to use metal rods. Instead of using metal rods, we used PVC pipes. And instead of nailing our rods to the base, we used plastic cups filled with aluminium foil. and filled with aluminium foil, and we sticked it together with hot glue. And yeah. Oh yeah.
And now anybody who has questions can ask.
Mic on. Mic on.
I get it, but it's really cool that you told it really nicely and confidently. We tried to use a silk string. So actually we went through a lot of difficulties and errors while we were trying to figure out what string to use. First we tried to use a very thin and delicate silk string, but that kept tearing and stretching under the tension of the motors. Then we tried to use a normal sewing thread, but the same thing happened. And then, because of an idea I got from somebody else, we tried to use a very thin copper wire. But the copper wire didn't even give us waves, and it broke under the tension. Finally, we tried a slightly medium wave yarn to make the waves, and in the end we came up with the conclusion that it works for enough time for us to observe actual proper waves.